What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new series that I'm going to be starting off here. And I feel like it's going to also attract newer members or, what are they called? Viewers to the channel. So, welcome. The whole purpose of this is vending. So, vending just basically means selling crap, right? And if you have a hobby like Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a lot of bulk. There's a lot of stuff that you not don't necessarily want and that you're probably going to be getting rid of. So the first thing we're going to go over is grading and why I feel grading is a waste of time and probably a waste of your money as well. So the first thing we're going to talk about is well, first of all, what is grading, right? Grading is you taking in some collectible, because apparently they're also grading Funko Pops nowadays. What the hell is this? That is interesting, actually. But it's grading collectibles. Basically, you take your collectible, you send it to a company like PSA, and they do some weird witchcraft, and they tell you between a 1 to 10 how mint something is. Mint just means that it is perfect, or as close to perfect as possible. Now, the thing about these grading sites or companies is that, first of all, PSA is the holy grail, and a lot of people will actually not buy your product or your card, whatever collectible you have, if it's not a PSA graded card or product. And the reason is because they're the gold standard, right? Like PSA is just the gold standard. There are newer grading companies that have come about during the pandemic. A lot of people were rushing to grade their cards, and let's just say PSA, they had a lot of back orders, and they increased their prices quite a bit, and that let a lot of competitors come into the scene. But for the most part, I have seen a lot of people that will not touch anything that is graded that is not PSA, because again, they are the holy grail. They are basically like they're really good at what they do, right? So people just have a higher trust in it. And also, what a lot of people might not like to admit, a lot of people do like the sticker that PSA gives, or the little label. And actually, we can probably get a closer look here. People like this compared to something that other grading companies might provide, right? So it is what it is. If you are going to be grading, you should probably be using PSA and not another grading company. So now here's the problem with that. PSA is expensive as fuck. Pricing, and actually, you know what? I feel like the price went down because I don't remember them being. I thought like if you put one card in, send one card in, it was like $50, but now it seems like it's $14 for bulk. So let's see, trading card game bulk, declared value $200 or less. So the card has to be less than $200. 45 business days turnaround. That is insane. That's another con that we're going to go over. 20 card minimum. So there you have to send 20 cards, and they all have to be below $200 valued. So actually, you know what? This is going to be really expensive. Super Express. If you want it within 5 business days, it's already $250, but it has to be a card that's worth less than $5,000. And it's only one card, it looks like. Yeah, that is insane. Regular, declared value of 1,500 or less. 10-day turnaround, includes standard imaging. So I think a lot of people would probably go for either regular or value plus if you're not too keen on fast delivery or turnaround time. Also, with the value plus, you can only send a card that's less than $500. So yeah, it seems like a lot of people would actually be going for this $40 though. $40 to grade your card. So now why is this a big deal, right? Well, there's a lot of risk to this. And if you're running a business, you have to minimize risk. And if you're trying to actually take vending serious, you're obviously going to be starting a company then. And as a company owner, you have to minimize risk. So, what risk am I talking about? First of all, will they get a good grade? I mean, just because you send a card into PSA, you might think it's a 10, you might get it back as a 7, for example. That is really high risk. And the thing about this is, PSA likes to claim that there's a lot of automated processes that will kind of mitigate weird what would you call it, like variations between grades, but that is not necessarily the case. If you can just search on YouTube, people they get, like, let's say a PSA 7 card, they rip it out of the slab, the same exact card, resend it, and they get a PSA 9, right? And that is a huge jump from a PSA 7 to a PSA 9. So that's one risk. Is your card just going to be valued worthless because some guy at on PSA was a newbie, or maybe they were just more harsh that day? I mean, there's human error all the time. And yeah, they claim they have machines and whatnot, but obviously the machines are also making mistakes, or maybe it's the humans operating the machines that are making the mistakes. Nonetheless, you run the risk of not getting a good grade, and then you have to send it back. So now, instead of it being a $40 card grading, it becomes $80, right? So I'd say minimize risk. Do not send your cards into PSA. Now, the other risk is, what if it gets lost in the mail? Because that never happens, right? I'm sure you guys have had experience, especially if you've sold stuff online, because I sure as hell have, where your packages just go missing, right? It might be that the seller, they gave you the wrong address, maybe, or it just got lost. It happens. Shit happens. If you are sending a graded card, typically you do want to put insurance on it and tracking on it as well. So that does minimize the risk. But even then, again, it costs more to ship stuff that requires a signature. It requires more to also get the tracking, and it costs more to get the insurance on top of that. So you're either way, when you're getting all of these high cost cards and they're PSA graded, you're just dumping so much money into it. And sometimes it's just not worth it, right? Now, another thing, what if it gets damaged? Like, you send your card into PSA and it just gets damaged along the way. You're screwed. I mean, I'm pretty sure PSA doesn't have some kind of insurance policy. So now you have to have insurance not only on when you're sending it to the person who bought your card once it's PSA graded, but you also have to have insurance before it's graded when you send it to PSA. So there's more cost associated with grading your card, right? And if you don't get it insured, or what if, God forbid, you have insurance, but the company, whoever it is, USPS, UPS, whatever, they choose not to honor that particular warranty. So then you're screwed, right? There's a lot of variables in here, right? When you're sending stuff to be graded, is it going to be damaged? Is it going to be lost? Is it going to even get the grade that you think it's going to get? And it's just not worth it. And obviously, I have a last point here. We talked about it, the long wait times. Now, it says estimated 20 business days. It could be longer, and that's also business days, guys. So it's not going to be. It's going to be a legit month wait, not like half a month, a little bit more than half a month. Business days are Monday through Friday, in case you didn't know. But yes, so you're just going to be waiting for this, and especially if you go for both 45 business days. Is that the longest? Seems like it is. So definitely waiting times is also a pretty negative aspect to this. Now, before we move on, I am going to talk about the positives. The most glaring positive is that once it is PSA graded, and let's say you get an actual grade that you're comfortable and happy with, well, then your card is protected, and it's really well protected. If you stick your card, and it's a really expensive card, and you stick it in a binder, you do run the risk of it getting bent, because binders are not 100% fail-safe, right? They do. There are some cases where the card gets damaged inside of a binder. Shit happens. But if you do put it in a PSA slab, at least it will be protected. So there is that positive. It also kind of makes your card a little bit more valuable, and it depends on the grade as well. And it also depends on which card, because some cards, don't see that much increase in valuation compared to other cards. Anyway, so we're gonna end it here because you might not even be. You might watch this video and be like, man, this guy's a fucking idiot. I'm still gonna send my cards in and get them graded. And you know what? Do whatever the hell you want to do, man. At least hear this point. Stop sending crap to get graded. Because, first of all, it's going to increase the wait times for everyone. And second of all, you're just wasting your fucking money. So, for example, this guy right here, he got a PSA 7, which actually, this card looks pretty clean to me. It's centered pretty well. I don't see any noticeable. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty nice to me. And now it is a picture of it, but this does not look like a PSA 7. So this guy probably got screwed in the process. He also paid about, unless he sends the he did the bulk order. He paid $40 to get this graded. He's selling it for $20. This card, ungraded, is worth $10. So he's only getting like $10 more than an ungraded card. For what? Like, he wasted his time, he wasted his money. And again, guys, time is money. So he, in a sense, he wasted a lot of money to get this graded and not get much in return. Now we're gonna see other stuff here because I mean, this is the QCRs, they're very collectible. So I do see why people would grade them, and especially if you're confident that you're gonna get a PSA 10. I do understand that for sure, for sure. No hate there. Let's see if we can find any other example here. I mean, here we go. This card is worth $5, I think, ungraded. It is a PSA 10, but let's see, 26 sold. Really? I mean, okay. I guess I think this is a mistake for people buying it, at least currently. Maybe they're expecting it to go up in value, but that is pretty crazy, actually. That did come from the same product, by the way, as the Blue Eyes that we just saw. And this is not sorted in any way, guys. I don't want it to be like a biased thing here. I'm just kind of looking at like random stuff here. So like this, for example, as well. They're selling it. The buy now price is $20. It's a super rare. It looks like. The pictures are kind of hard to tell. Let me see. It might be a super rare. Like, why are you grading a super rare from a duelist pack, or is it an ultra rare? It might be an ultra rare, but either way, why are you sending this card to be graded? You're again losing money. You're losing time in the process of sending it, of shipping it, and you're not really getting anything in return. A lot of these cards, or a lot of listings that I see that just fail, that have no bids, that have no watchers, that have no traction, is just of cards, of PSA graded cards that shouldn't have been graded. Like, what is this? Yu-Gi-Oh! Poly super rare from LOB. Okay, but it's the OG print. They got a PSA 9. Okay, I'll accept that one. It's only $24 going for, though, or I guess the starting price is $24. So that might see some value because it is the OG LOB printing. What is this? PSA 9 Yu-Gi-Oh! Premium Pack 2 Athena Hollow. Yeah, like what is this? Approximately $3.70, but there's no one bidding this. When does it end? I guess it has some time to get some value there. But again, I didn't sort anything by, these are just random. It's just whatever eBay is giving me, I'm looking through. But I want you guys go on eBay and then search for PSA graded Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then you will see what I mean. I mean, there's just so many people that just assume that you have to get a card graded, but you don't. And you actually, if you're trying to run a business, you really have to be calculated and think, what value does grading give me? And I did give 2 good reasons why you would grade, right? If the price of the card is going to jump astronomically, and also if you want to protect a very good card that's in a good condition, right? That a binder or any other form of storage. It just ain't gonna cut it. But that is the video. This is I guess part one technically, but I do have other vending videos on the channel. Make sure you guys check out openings. I have openings on the channel as well, and the other vending stuff, and continue watching the series because I do have some other nice topics to cover. Catch you guys in the next one.